We'll go ahead and get started. Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zach Myers with the Center for Dairy Excellence. Thank you for taking the time to join our Protecting Your Profits webinar today. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat box and I'll answer them as I can. My goal today is to provide an overview of current dairy market and risk management opportunities. This is all public information. And while I may express some opinions, these are not recommendations. So just moving into our agenda this morning, at nearly 19 billion pounds, U.S. milk production was up almost 3% year over year in June after being up nearly 5% in May. U.S. cow numbers were up 143,000 from last June. Increased cow numbers were not solely responsible for the jump in milk production. The average U.S. cow produced 76.4 pounds a day in June, which is 1 pound more than she did per day than she did last year. Pennsylvania cow numbers are down about 7,000 from last year. Milk output per cow increased a slight 0.2% to 68.2 pounds per day, which is only a 0.2 or 2/10 of a pound increase more than last June, which was not enough to keep total milk production across the state positive to make up for the 7,000 drop in cow numbers. Pennsylvania milk production fell about 1.2% to 846 million pounds, which is about 10 million pounds less than last year. Butter, cheese, and non-fat dry milk stocks built through May and June. Butter stocks were up about 52 million pounds compared to last June to over 414 million pounds. Cheese stocks in June were up about 19 million pounds to 1.43 billion pounds. And May powder stocks were up about 9 million pounds to 348 million. At $1.74 per pound, June butter price is a nickel higher than last year and continues to be a discount compared to international prices, with the global dairy trade price at $2.58 and the European Union price at $2.18. Cheese price is down a considerable $1.13 compared to last year and is also a discount compared to the global dairy trade at $1.52 and the EU at $1.71. However, domestic and international prices are converging with our price dropping and international prices dropping as well. At $1.28 per pound, non-fat dry milk is 27 cents more than last year and is lower than the global dairy trade price of $1.52. But 9 cents higher than the European Union price of $1.19. May butter production was up 13 million pounds compared to last May to 185 million pounds. May cheese production was up 55 million pounds to almost 1.2 billion pounds. And May powder was up 48 million pounds compared to last year to 205 million pounds. So the June numbers will be released the first week of August. Butter disappearance is down 1% to 178 million pounds due to decreased domestic use, as exports were nearly triple the amount exported last year at 9.7 million pounds, but this 9.7 million pounds was only 5% of the total amount exported. So not enough being exported to make up for the drop in domestic usage. At 471 million pounds, American cheese disappearance is up about 14%, driven mainly by increased domestic usage, but also a slight increase in exports. Other style cheeses are down a slight 1% to 691 million pounds due to decreased domestic usage. Milk powder disappearance is up 12% to 212 million pounds, driven by a nearly 30% increase in exports, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a couple of slides. The Class 3 milk futures for the next 12 months fall month over month for the fail month over month for the third month in a row. On July 26th, the 12-month average was down 47 cents from this time last month to $17.30. July class 3 was the low at 16.53, and then steadily increased to a peak of 17.80 in November before falling back into the mid 17s early next year. Class 4 decreased for the second month in a row. Class 4 price for July on the 26th was low at 15.96 and declined to 15.55 in September before steadily increasing to the low 17s by next spring. The Class 4 12-month average dropped to 16.35 per hundredweight, which is 81 cents less than this time last month. Now, a little bit on exports. May exports were up 13% to nearly 200, well, just over 217 million or 217,000, excuse me, metric tons to settle as the second highest volume of exports after April's record. So exports still remain robust. The May export value was estimated at just under $690 million, and which is an 18% increase over May 2020. Cheese drove record exports last month, but fell slightly this month. However, all major powder categories experienced year-over-year growth, with non-fat dry milk and skim milk powders leading the charge at over 88,729 metric tons, which is a 12% increase over last May. And this 88,000 metric tons represents a record volume of these two projects shipped in a single month, and is a large reason why the total exports were up in May compared to last year. And one thing to keep in mind is that a metric ton is equivalent to 1,000 kilograms, or about 2,200 pounds. So a metric ton weighs slightly more than a standard U.S. ton. So moving into risk management, dairy margin coverage. The May margin was announced at $6.89 a hundredweight. This is $2, and this triggers a $2.61 per hundredweight indemnity payment at the 950 coverage. This equates to about $1,950 per 1 million pounds of production history. This the May margin at the 950 on an annual basis so far equates to about a little more than $10,000 per 1 million pounds of production history, and that's equivalent to about 94 cents a hundredweight of a net benefit so far for 2021. And then June margin will be announced Friday after 3 p.m. when the ag prices report, USDA ag price report, is released. So a little bit on dairy revenue protection. The dairy revenue protection prices shown here are based on July 26 closing prices. 100% class 3, 95% price protected floors can be set from a low of 16.58 in the first quarter of next year to a high of 16.86 for an average of about 35 cents a hundredweight, 16.86, which is the third quarter 2022 numbers. And on the class 4 side, purchased price floors can be set of a low of 15.11 in quarter 4 of this year, up to 16.48 in both third quarter and fourth quarter of next year, for an average cost of about 31 cents a hundredweight. Although premiums are still rather pricey, they are still worth considering if the cost fits your risk management budget. And remember that if you were contracting milk on the CME or through your co-op, these prices would be about twice what you see here. Just a few statistics. About 52.5 billion pounds of milk are covered in the U.S. in crop year 2021. This is in almost 3,000 policies sold, and 800 of those policies have been indemnified and paid out about $12.7 million to America's dairy farmers. In Pennsylvania, 840 million pounds have been covered, excuse me, by 330 policies. and 55 of these policies have been indemnified and paid out about $296,000. For crop year 2022, about 3.1 billion pounds so far of milk have been covered in the U.S., and with 244 policies sold. And there's about 8.7 million pounds of milk covered in Pennsylvania so far in crop year 2022 under 7 policies. So just a quick summary, as mentioned previously, class 3 for the price, class 3 price for the next 12 months averages $17.30 a hundredweight. This is down 47 cents from last month's $17.77, but still is about $1.20 more than the 5-year average of $16.50. Class 4 is averaging $16.35, 81 cents less than last month's $17.16. However, the class 4 price still averages about $1.60 more than the 5-year average of $14.75. Comparing both 3 and 4 5-year averages to DRP 95% protected prices shows that at least based on current futures prices, the price floors set by DRP are higher than the respective 5-year averages. Of course, this doesn't guarantee a net benefit, but does show that current protected prices merit consideration based on premium prices compared to the differences between current price floors and the 5-year average. Then again, May's DMC margin was $6.89, triggering a $2.61 indemnity. Average DMC feed cost for the year include actual feed costs for January through May, and then projected feed prices for the rest of the year. This equals $11.56 and is 21 cents higher than last month, indicating feed prices will still rise through the year. The lowest feed cost for the rest of the year is $11.22 a hundredweight in December. This means based on current milk and feed prices that the U.S. all milk price would have to surpass $20.72 a hundredweight in order to not trigger an indemnity based on these projections. So with class 3 and class 4 prices falling this month and feed prices continuing to rise, DMC is likely not done providing benefit to those enrolled in the program this year. And with that, that's all I have for this afternoon. If there's any questions, I'll certainly entertain those. And see, we've got one person on the phone, and Charlie, if either one of you individuals have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask. If not, thank you. And then our next, as you saw on the previous slide, the next Protecting Your Profits call is August 25th at noon with the contact information there. That's basically the same as what you used today. So with that, thank you for taking the time to join me today, and I'll look forward to talking with you next month.